in 3 years, Hutto ISD will be the premier district in Central Texas, and we'll have the School Board of the Year.
You heard it here first.
Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of The Path Forward. We're here in San Antonio, Texas, TexEdCon. I'm your host, Dr. Rick Fernandez. I have a returning guest in a new place.
Yeah.
Jenny Neatherlin, Superintendent, Hutto ISD, and she's brought along a special friend. Why don't you introduce your board member?
Yes, this is Amy English, one of our trustees here in Hutto, who is just reelected to her second term, and she is all things Hutto.
So the first thing I've ever noticed about Hutto, we were going to a playoff game as a high school principal, driving through. I just happened to be looking out the window. There's 7 million hippos all over that community. And I picked it up. I was like, oh, okay, there's a hippo. And then there was another one. And then they were everywhere. Mm-hmm. So to say that there is pride in that community, I think is an understatement. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, do you want to tell them about the hippos you were talking about?
Yes, I mean, we definitely are all things hippo. People get very defensive about our hippos, and one thing that we did many, many years ago, actually even before I got on the board, is the board had the foresight, probably like about 10 years ago, that they passed a resolution that no matter how many schools we have, if we have 20 high schools, they will always be the hippos.
So if y'all grow to the size of Austin, it's every
Yes,
school's going to be the hippo.
Everyone's a hippo.
Yeah. And they were talking about, like, I saw something the other day, and they're like, what do we call ourselves? Like, you'd have the Houstons or, if you're like Midlanders or something like that. But like Hutto's, like, they're like, what do we call ourselves? So like, we're just the hippos. Mm-hmm. So like anybody that lives in the city, that's what they call themselves, as a hippo.
That's awesome. So I got to ask the question.
Yeah.
Why Hutto?
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, I lived in Hutto when I was working as a teacher and a coach before. And so I knew what kind of community it was. And to me, I mean, it's got so much potential for growth and so many great things and so many good people. Uh-huh. And being the person that just loves tradition and loves people who have buy-in, that's just my bread and butter, and I loved it. And so when they are all things Hutto and they're all things hippos, and that's like a sense of identity. Like, that's just something I feel like my daughter and I, we really cherish that buy-in. And so why not? Why not Hutto?
That's 100% you. Just the pride and just like, we're going to do it our way.
Yes.
And everybody else can do it their way, but we're going to do it our way. That is
Fierce.
So you.
Yes.
Amy, can I ask you?
Sure.
Why Jenny? Why was she the choice?
Sure. She, I think, fit exactly what we need in Hutto, which is someone that with a lot of enthusiasm, very driven, because we are going to see a lot of very rapid, great things in the next 10 years.
Yes.
And so we needed someone with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and she really rose to the top in those two categories for sure.
If I may ask, when did you know? Like, because everybody says it's like a marriage, right? With your board, like, when did you know she was the one? Like, was there a moment that that she's it?
Pretty early on, I would say.
Her personality, she's, first of all, the competitiveness, I love it. Coaches, and we vibe there. She ain't going to stop until y'all are number one in every single thing that there is to be a part of. And I love that about her and her passion. And so I'm sure that came through as y'all are, making your decisions or what have you.
But I would say, I mean, again, just like the Granger board, I mean, like, I really feel like they're competitive in Hutto too, right?
Yes.
And so one of the things, like, I mean, Amy's, we wear the same thing. Like, it's alignment, and she coaches us up. Look at her shoes. Like,
that's awesome. I didn't even notice that. That is awesome.
I mean, they have a high standard.
We do.
I've been fortunate to visit the community and the district, and it is a beautiful place with great people. And I will tell you, and you know this, you walk in somewhere, you know immediately what the energy is, what the service is like, what the experience is for students, because you feel it, and it doesn't take long. And I'm fortunate to visit a lot of districts across the country, and y'all have it. Y'all have whatever that is. It's community and it's service, and I just wanted to tell you that because there's a lot of places that don't have that. So whatever y'all are doing, keep doing it. So okay, let's move down the road a little bit. What are the big rocks? You mentioned fast growth. What are some of the things that are on the horizon that we've got to gear up to tackle these challenges, enhance things, the big ticket items?
I mean, I would just say that we're getting kids faster than we can build facilities, have buses. And so, but with that said, if they're going to be here, we're going to take care of them. And so we're going to do whatever we can to make that happen. It's just taking a lot of work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think one of the things, just going back to like we're here to serve all kids, right? And everybody that comes in, everybody's coming into our area from a different background with different needs. And so just trying to maintain that tradition of being a Hippo and having that identity and bringing all of those people in to make them feel like they belong and kind of creating that cohesion of this is who we are, and while we're still servicing all the kids and all the needs. And so I do believe that at the end of the day, we are going to be able to continue to create an environment where everybody belongs. But as you grow, that's always the challenge.
Yep. That it feels like that whole I-35 Austin area is just absolutely exploding. And, obviously your staff, you have a great staff. How do you continue to add the pieces that you need as you grow? I mean, you're a great recruiter. I know that about you. But what does that look like in terms of, okay, we're going to have to bolster our roster because we're going to need more teachers. We're going to need administrators. We're going to need bus drivers, all of the things that come with growth. How do you grow that staff? I'm going to pose this to you because you've got, you're the one you're guiding the district. What do you think about how do we go get the best talent out there?
Well, I personally just think, who wouldn't want to come to Hutto? That's what I think. So just as long as we keep a good culture in the community and in our district, I think people are going to want to come here. And then it's important for the board to keep a really good high executive level team with Jenny leading it, because I think that they can, they can go and they know what to look for in recruiting and what would be a good fit for Hutto. And I feel like they're going to really entice high quality to come.
Oh, I have no doubt. And you've only been there a short time, but you're familiar with the district. Do you have a sense of, okay, I know what I need and what my folks that I work well with, but I also have to take in consideration the community. You got a good sense of, all right, what's that going to look like down the road?
Yeah, no, I think that at the end of the day, like we have the team that was already there, they have a great team, solid squad. And so just kind of putting everybody in the places and puzzle pieces to like make sure that we are taking care of all of the areas that a growing district has, and I've talked to a lot of people that are leading fast growth schools and, our friends and stuff, and just maintaining the focus on what the task is at hand. But recruiting, I mean, so really, who wouldn't want to come work for this team? Like the board is created, they did a lot of strategic work before I got there. And so essentially when I came in, it's like, okay, here's the roadmap. This is our goals. These are what we want to do. And so the competitive person means like, okay, we're going to accomplish those. And then this is how we're going to do it. And the team is there. They're ready. They have so many great ideas. Dr. Kara Malone, who is the interim.
I met her today. She's awesome.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And so absolutely brilliant. And so I'm a smart woman to know that you hire people smarter, right? And
Yes.
So since I didn't get the good fortune of hiring her, I said, okay, you're going to be the chief of schools. So we just promoted her to chief of schools. And so she's going to help us oversee a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, she's already working on apprenticeship programs and bringing people in. To like do a lot of innovation for, while we help pay for people's college, as long as they're staying in Hutto. And so she has this great apprenticeship program. And so just little things like that, like getting them before they ever get out, we're just going to capture their hearts and we're going to capture their minds.
I love that, and that is so true. I mean, you're putting all the things in place that are really hard to accomplish. And what I mean by that is there's only so much you can do with salary, right? Mm-hmm. So if your culture's not strong, people aren't going to, they may come for a little while, but they're going to leave because there's probably somewhere else they can make more money, even if it's not in public ed. We're seeing exodus to a variety of things. So the culture and then that strength that you guys have created, and now that Jenny's coming in to lead it, I mean, it's amazing. It's been amazing for a long time. What do you do as a board? How do y'all connect? How do you bond with the superintendent coming in? What are your ways to, like, all right, we're gonna really get to know our new superintendent?
Several different ways. So the first thing is we have one-on-ones with her individually, and then we also do workshops. I think we're gonna have some workshops coming up, and then this conference. We just have a good opportunity, and honestly, she's a very easy person to get to know. So she makes it really easy for us. But I think that some of that just takes time,
Sure.
but just interacting in time and. This board, I feel very blessed to serve on this board. I interact with a lot of school boards throughout Texas, and I mean, I hope this doesn't sound like bragging, but we are really a good board because we understand the goal is student success. No one's up there with a lot of shenanigans. We just want to be productive, because if we're productive, our district's productive.
That doesn't come off the wrong way at all, and because I've had my own experiences, and it is more rare now than ever, I would say. And I'm kind of jealous that you knocked it out of the park again. But I think that the mindset is beautiful. I mean, y'all are set up to knock it out of the park. And I'm just super excited. I got to ask, when you got the call,
Yeah.
Take me through kind of the reaction. You're smiling already. Take me through it.
So when I got the call, I mean, it's just one of those, like, I was like, I in the office, like, they've learned that I'm loud, and they're like, I do the woohoo a lot, right? Like, I'm that coach. And so they're like, yeah, she's loud. And so, cause you can hear it down the hall, but like, it was definitely one of those moments where I was just like, yes. And so, super fired up. And I do think Marion Strauss was probably like, that's probably the most enthusiastic reaction I've ever had from a candidate. And so, and that's what, I'm passionate about life and about serving and about being a part of it. But one thing on Amy's credit, like, every time we've had a one-on-one and sit down, she's like, how can I support you? And so to me, that's going to be one of those things that as we move forward, because we've got a lot of work to do.
Sure.
We've got a lot of work because we're growing. Samsung's coming.
Yes.
And we're just super fired up to make sure that we are, whoa, that's loud. We're just super fired up to lead not just Hutto ISD, but the area, the community. There's a lot of leadership that we, their experience as trustees, that we're going to be the leaders in our area. And what you call that 35 area, we're calling it the innovative corridor. And so we're going to lead the charge on it.
I love that. Okay, let's end. I want you to finish the sentence. In 3 years, Hutto ISD will accomplish this. What's this?
Well, I do believe that we'll have our second high school in 3 years.
The Hippos?
That's the Hippos, and that is going to be a huge thing for this town to go from a 1 high school to 2 high school. I think that navigating that properly is going to be super important, but that's really going to change a lot of dynamics in this town.
What's this? In 3 years, Hutto's going to accomplish?
In 3 years, Hutto ISD will be the premier district in Central Texas, and we'll have the School Board of the Year.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Let's go.
No pressure, right? No pressure. Hey, you signed up for this. I'm just going to tell you. It's going to be go time. I will tell you, you got a great one. You got a great one, and y'all are going to do some amazing things. And I could not be more happy for you and more happy for you in that community, because it is hard out there. And when you find something that's great, you don't let it go, and you get on board and you make great things happen for kids. So just super happy for you. And I want to come visit, and when y'all get that second high school, I got to come.
Yeah,
I gotta
come on.
check it out. I mean, I love all the CTE stuff, so that's my bag. So thank y'all for stopping by, for joining me, for being a part.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It wasn't too painful, was it?
No.
You did fantastic.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for being here. Okay, I would only do this for Jenny. We're gonna bring in another outstanding board member, and we want to get multiple perspectives here. So Terrence, if you will, I'm going to ask you some similar questions. Why Jenny? What was the thing?
Her passion for the Hippos.
How long within the process did that come out? Like the first 2 seconds?
Yes, but also just knowing Jenny from just other interactions I've had with her prior to her coming, and just her love and passion for kids and community, and with the Hippos being what they are, part of our community, I just knew it was going to be an easy transition, and that passion was just going to transfer from Granger to Hutto ISD.
Do you feel like you stole one a little bit?
Yes. I actually know one of her trustees from
Oh,
Granger. We actually worked together.
Oh,
And that was a hard conversation to go into the office, and because I had to do this look like sorry.
now did you go tell him, or did he have to find out and knock on your door?
She kind of knew a
Oh,
little
man.
bit, but we've been knocking on that door a little bit. So
Hey, I understand. You got to do what's best for your kids. I don't begrudge anything about that. Why do you serve? What's in it? Because obviously you guys are not paid.
I don't think we have enough time. But anyway,
why do you serve? I
have a servant leadership heart. It's guided by my faith. Wanting to help and serve others. You would have asked me 20 years ago. This was not in my DNA at the time, but I've been on the board since 2016. I'm very active in my community. It's about showing up for me, and so it was just a perfect fit for me to have an opportunity to have an impact on so many people in Hutto. I've been there since 2000, so really invested.
Man,
Yeah, that's one of the coolest things about all the board members in Hutto is that they are very engaged in the community, and not just with the school board, but just so many things that they're doing, and they're volunteering. And it's kind of one of those that, it in a big place, there's a lot, and they're all doing, like, Amy does the Women's Alliance, and there's just so many different things that everybody's involved in. I mean, he works with the Economic Development Center, and there's just above and beyond putting their money where their mouth is, and their money is their time, and that is the one thing that is the most valuable thing that we all have, and they give that willingly and repeatedly to their community. Like, how cool is that?
I mean, how important it to you is the investment that they have in the actual community? Like, it's not just I sit up on the dais and say, "Oh, can we do this?" Like, how important is that?
Well, to me, it helps when you understand, like, they are serving their community in 1,000 different ways. And so when they bring something to you, know that they're looking at it from a lot of different lenses. And so when they're asking about things, like, they are genuinely, they are concerned not just about the maintenance and the duties and the management. They're concerned about the holistic view, and because they're in a lot of different capacities. And so I just think it's really, really cool to have people that really just serve.
No
and
doubt.
and serving is something that all boards do, but they serve above and beyond.
Mr. Owens, how do you keep the main thing, right? Because in this day and age, there's a lot out there that we could spend our time focusing on. Like, how do you just get centered and just know, all right, at the end of the day, we're here for kids?
Yeah, I think for our governance, for our board, and since I've been on the board, my opinion has been the fact that we know each other's why. We all come from different experiences, different life experiences, and things like that. So when we get together, we spend time outside of the board. We get to know each other. So when it comes time for us to make decisions, it's not a personal. It's like we're all bringing something in, and at the end of the day, it's all about the kids.
Yeah, I'm just so excited for you guys. And golly, you just knocked it out of the park. You got just hearing their passion. And
I know, right? How blessed am I?
Well, first of all, congratulations.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you, Mr. Owens, and Amy, Miss English. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for the work that you're doing for kids. And I'll say it again. You
don't have to say anything.
But just wait, just wait. She's just wait. Like that's what is it? The Tom Brady? Like, give me the analogy.
Oh, stop.
No. Come on. That's
the Patriots in the 6th round.
No, let's don't bring football.
Thank y'all for being here.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's happening in Hutto. And if you like what you heard and saw, click the like, hit the subscribe, go check out Hutto. There's going to be a new high school in a few years, but they'll be the Hippos.
Yes, sir.
We will be the Hippos.
Thank you very much.
Okay.